I went to the movie theater yesterday. Only time this year I'll probably see anything in theaters. And I have to say, these ticket prices and food prices have really just skyrocketed. Last year I went to this exact same theater. It must have been around the summer when Deadpool and Wolverine came out. And it was about anywhere from $13 to $16 to get, my ticket and then my friend's ticket, so about like $27 altogether. Um, for one ticket this time, over $20. They have discounts if you're a senior citizen, if you're a child between I think it was 12 and 17, but if you're an adult, $20 to see one movie for one person. So altogether for the two of us to see this film, over $40. Now, the price of food in movie theaters is notorious for being ridiculously overpriced. For people know the price of stuff in there is not what it should be. I talked before about how one fountain drink at this one theater about 2 years ago was $5, and then when I went to this theater about 2 years ago and got an icy, and it was like $6 damn. And this is the same icy that you can get from the gas station for like $2. So just total rip off one way or the other. Um, I go into the food section. Of course, me and my friend have no intention of buying any food out of there because it's all just like we both agree it's overpriced. But out of curiosity, we peek onto the price menu, the little menu with the prices on there. And I'm someone that likes shakes. I've complained before about how I think it's insane that a shake from one of these different sit-in restaurants can go anywhere from $6 or $7 or $8. Oftentimes with no refill, no ability to like have more of it, just total insanity. I look at the shake prices in this place, and my mouth almost drops to the floor. And I wish I'd taken a picture of it because there might be someone that doesn't believe me, but I pledge that this was what I saw. $13 for a milkshake. So like I kind of just want to preface this about inflation. I went to see a movie with a relative in 2014. I remember the year because I remember the movie, and I paid for it. And for the two of us to see it, my ticket and their ticket, $9 each, so it was about $18. I remember I gave the cashier a $20 bill, came back with $2. So I guess what I'm trying to convey here is that there's something really just crazy about the idea that the price of getting a movie ticket was so much smaller than what it like to where over a 10-year period, the cost of a movie ticket, a singular movie ticket, has more than doubled in price, and the cost of a drink, not an alcoholic beverage, not some like really like a drink that you could get from any fast food place, any sit-in restaurant. This drink would cost several dollars more and just a few dollars off from what your ticket would have cost last year. So if you go in there and buy a movie ticket, and I'm not going to say I for sure know the popcorn prices. I know I saw a movie, if not last year, before last year, it was like $10 for a large popcorn. So if you go in there and you say I'm gonna just get some popcorn on top of maybe like a fountain drink, that easily is like $35, like between the ticket and then the like the little food items of the popcorn and the drink. Just peak insanity, man. I've never seen milkshakes cost that much. I said this thing would it better taste like the holy grail. Like I always, when I start to kind of get a little irritated with the price of things, I compare it to other places. Like I had people like, oh, pizza has to be $20. Like, yeah, then why can you go to Little Caesars and get it for $7? Just whenever you can get it somewhere cheaper at another place, that's one thing. But it's like, really consider this. If you go to the movie theater and you just want a drink, it's hot as hell outside, 80 degrees, 75 degrees, right? It's hot. You just want to go in the theater, see a movie, and then maybe you want a drink, maybe you want something sweet. Those two things together, the movie ticket and the drink, $33. That is literally, if you add on about, because gas prices over here are like $4 a gallon. That is what 9 gallons of gas or more, or like, and that's what I'm trying to say. Of when you really start to consider the prices of this, of just this small activity of going to see a film on a big screen for 2 hours, $20, and then all the other stuff that you would get from being there, is all like, if you even just get 2 items, just some popcorn, which is like the basic thing people would be expected to get if they're going to the theater, and some drink, almost $20 by itself. 10, 15, 16, 20. It's really absurd. And me and my friend were kind of laughing about how, because I always say, like, when places price themselves out of the market, my thing I like to do is go in there and just kind of look around, like, hey, how many people are here? I go into this Fantastic Four showing, and when the way these tickets work is that when you order your ticket, they want you to look at the screen, which will show how many of the different stuff is available, like which seats you can get. And at first, I see all these different, like, non-brightly colored spaces, and I'm assuming, those must be the ones people have taken, because we're getting seats probably less than 20 minutes before the movie's supposed to start. But it turns out those were all the seats that were empty. So, like, that whole nosebleed section that's at like the bottom of the theater, completely empty. I think there might have been 10 people in there with us. 10, 11, 12, some number that is barely crossing 2 digits. And that's a thing I've been noticing more and more when I go to the theater over the last few years. Just these theaters that are very empty. Like, it's not even like, okay, half and half. Like, I'm not going to pretend that, every time I went to the theater in the past, it was always crowded, but I've never seen, except over the last couple of years. And I should also say, these are films that are, like, it's not like I'm watching something that just no one's going to see. These are summer blockbusters. Like, if you're not going to see Fantastic Four, you're going to see Superman, or it's like the same 2, 3, 4 movies. And this is 4 p.m. On a Monday, but still, like, this is at a time period where people would be off of work if they want to see this, right? I've gone to see movies after going to work, for example. So this is an ideal time where a majority of people who are going to see this stuff would be there, or at the very least, there would be more traction than this. But we're at a point now where a movie can be out for, let's say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then by that second or third week, it's just playing to empty theaters, like, just to theaters almost no one in there. And it's not. I would really argue, we could sit here and debate the merits of each film, right? Some people like this, some people like that. But I'm telling you, it seems to not matter how good the film is. These ticket prices are really destroying the interest of the general public in going to the theater. We're even seeing this when you go to the mall. I was gonna do a whole separate video about this. I go in the mall, hot as hell outside. I buy a little smoothie drink from these people. It's probably gonna be like $4 or $5. This crap was like almost $8, $7.70. It literally costs more than a meal. And I'm not joking when I say that you can get a pizza from Little Caesars for like the same price. So, like, there's like this combination of the price of things and the lack of people going, I guess, is getting them to increase prices so they can, like, keep trying to squeeze the most out of the people most willing to show up to this stuff. But I think in the long run, they're going to just keep hurting themselves. Like, I went to this theater, and me and my friend even made comments about how you don't even see the employees working. Like, maybe they're standing or sitting at their respective positions. Like, oh, I'm supposed to check and see that you got the right ticket, and you're supposed to go up here. You see like 2, 3 of them just sitting there talking to each other about some movie or some other show, or just any other thing that's not having to do with work. And they're I guess what I'm getting at is, when you see stuff like that, it really demonstrates to you how unserious, or just how much of a lack of business is even going on for these people to just be casually talking to each other about something. So, It's all just wild, man. These ticket prices are ridiculous. This is why I only see 1 to 2 movies a year. It's just too damn expensive. Like, why do I need to pay almost, what is it, 40 something dollars to see 2 movies every 6 months? You know, even if you were like seeing a movie a month, that's still 240 just to see that film one time on a big screen. And then let's not forget, if you want to buy it separately or individually or on digital or whatever, that's going to be a whole extra $20 or $30 depending on, you know, what the retail price is when it comes out. So it's all just embarrassing that they're charging people these crazy rates just to, you know, just to see something. Like, it's absurd that that the cost of our 2 tickets, of just me and him going to see this movie, is literally enough to put gas in my car for an entire week or longer. For $40 just for 2 people to see a movie. And that's all you need to know about the inflation and ridiculousness of just, you know, and like I said, most people seem to be turning away from doing this. I turn away from doing it, you know, 80-90% of the year. It's just during that, you know, 5 or 10% when I want to kind of like hang out with somebody. It really does, like, they stick it to you, is what I'm getting at. So hopefully the prices go down after more and more people just keep declining to even bother with it, which, judging by the emptiness of that theater yesterday, that seems to be the direction they're heading in. I can't say they don't deserve it.